When I was about 5 years old, I was in the living room watching the evening news with my mother. And on that day, a very influential person in my country had passed away. And the reporter was telling the audience about all the great things he had done in his life and all the benefits he had contributed to our society. And then I turned to my mother and I asked her, "Mom, will I be on TV after I die too? What will people say about me?" Well, I don't remember what her reply was, but this is a question I have always asked myself. And I know this is a question that many of us ask ourselves too. So many years later, I came across this song, sung by Doris Day, and the lyrics go like this. When I was a little girl, I asked my mother, "What will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich?" And this is what she said to me. "Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see." Since I'm just a boy in school, I asked my teacher, "What should I try? Should I take pictures? Should I sing songs?" And this was her wise reply. "Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see." However, many years later, I came across this quote from Margaret Thatcher, the ex-Prime Minister of the UK. And this is what she said: "Watch your thoughts, because they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for it becomes your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." Then I realized later that this was a quote that was not only said by Margaret Thatcher, but it was also said by so many other historical people, such as Ralph Waldo Emerson, Lao Tzu, Frank Outlaw, Gautama Buddha, Bishop Beckwith, and Margaret Thatcher's father. Okay, so going back to my childhood again. When I was a child, I loved collecting things, all sorts of things. But since I was so passionate about science, I particularly liked collecting things about the nature, like leaves of plants, chemicals and liquids, and put them in small containers and bottles, and small insects and animals. And it turns out that my major now is biology. Exactly. When I was a child, I was so passionate about science that later on, I actually became a biologist. Something else I used to do as a child too was playing teacher. If you take a look at this picture here, you can see here, that's me. And these are all my cousins and my brothers. And they were supposed to be my students. And I was always pretending to be the teacher. And guess what my job is now? I am a teacher. Later on, when I was already 25 years old, I painted this picture here. And here you can see some columns and the rooms at the background. What I just didn't know was that 6 months later, I traveled to a place called the Roman Forum in Italy. And this is what I saw there. I was there with a friend of mine. When I saw that place, I turned to him and I said, "I just can't believe it. This place is exactly what I had painted 6 months ago. How could that ever be possible?" And even if you take a look at some details here, they're also in my painting. How could I ever be able to paint my own future? There are many other examples like this. Throughout my life, I realized that most of the things that I thought so hard about and I devoted so much to, they actually became real. And I came to the conclusion that we become what we believe. And now I challenge that song, "Whatever will be, will be." Because if you listen to yourself, deep inside, you know what you will be. And We can actually predict our future. And do you really want to know what your future will be like? Then just watch what you're doing now. It's what you're doing right now that will tell you what you will be. So the future is in your hands, and I hope you make it a good one.